everybody. Welcome back to my channel on YouTube, my main channel, JTML9681, and it's about time that I do another testimony video. And I just learned about this morning. I was watching a video, listening to Amir Safati from Behold Israel Ministries, and something in Luke chapter 4 that I did not quite realize before. Let's go ahead and go to Luke chapter 4 from verse 14 to verse 30. And I'm going to be using Hebrew words and names and such. So listen up. And Yeshua returned in the power of the Ruach to Galilee. I don't know a lot of Hebrew, like modern Hebrew and original Hebrew, but I'm learning. And there went out a fame of him through all the region round about. And he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. Which means they totally understood and believed everything that he had taught. He came to Nazareth. This is where Yeshua grew up. He was not born there, but he grew up there. Where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day, the Shabbat, and stood up to read. Because that's what they would do. Those who would be teaching, first they stand and open up the scroll of whatever scripture they're reading, and then they close it, they give it back to whoever brought it to them, then they sit down to teach. And there was delivered unto him the book of Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written. Now, I forget exactly where this is in Isaiah, because the whole passage was not taught, only part of it, because the rest of it had not been fulfilled yet. But I will put up on the screen of where in Isaiah he's reading from. The Ruach of Yahuwah. Yahuwah is the Father. The Ruach of Yahuwah is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of the Adon. And what he means is the rightful heir, which is talking about himself. And he closed the book. This is where he did not read the full thing, only that part that had been fulfilled. The rest of it had not been fulfilled yet. And he closed the book, and he gave it again to the minister, and sat down. And the eyes of all them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him, and he began to say unto them, This day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears. And all bare him witness, and wondered at the gracious words which proceeded out of his mouth. And they said, Is this not Joseph's son? Because they didn't realize that Joseph was not the biological father of Yeshua. And he said unto them, You will surely say unto me this proverb, Physician, heal yourself. Whatsoever we have heard done in Capernaum, do also here in your country. And he said, Verily I say unto you, no prophet is accepted in his own country. But I tell you a truth. Many widows were in Israel, in the days of Elijah, and when the Shamayim was shut up 3 years and 6 months, when great famine was throughout all the land. Unto none of them was Elijah sent, save unto Sarepta, or however you pronounce that, a city of Sidon, unto a woman that was a widow. And many lepers were in Israel in the time of Elisus. I I guess it's how you pronounce it, I don't know. The prophet, and none of them was cleansed, saving Naaman the Syrian. And all they in the synagogue, when they heard these things, were filled with wrath, and rose up, and thrust him out of the city, and led him unto the brow of the hill wherefore their city was built, that they might cast him down headlong. But he passed through the midst of them and went his way. There is something that has been brought to me by Elohim about this passage. They did not reject him as Messiah. At this point, they had not rejected him as Messiah. They wanted to see miracles. They want that entertainment. They want what will make them feel good and not what is truly there. And Yeshua was not going to give them what they wanted, because they did not care for Elohim. They cared for what would satisfy themselves. And he was not going to give that to them. Basically, he exposed that to them, and they did not like it. And so they wanted to just get rid of it, just destroy it. Just think of how the world is today, how things have been. Look at the false prophets today when they get exposed. And other people who follow them want to destroy the exposure. That is the passage here. Now, the Jews did, a lot of the Jews did reject him as Messiah later, but not at this particular point in time. It was because they wanted those miraculous miracles. They wanted something that would satisfy them and entertain them. Yeshua was not going to give it to them, and so they wanted him out as a result of that. That's the passage here. To show us we should not want miracles and entertainment and all of that, because if that's not what Elohim came to us for, why should we expect that from Elohim? Elohim wants to save us, just like Yeshua here. He wanted to save people, not entertain them. So that's what Elohim wanted me to share with y'all in the testimony. I did not want to make this a Bible study because I didn't feel that there was enough to make a Bible study, but a testimony of something that was shared that was very simple. And so I just wanted to make a little video of that today and share this to you all as a testimony from Elohim to me to share with all of you. Follow me on social media, on Twitter, Facebook. I have a gaming channel on YouTube, JTML9681's gaming channel. Follow me there if you like video games. With that, JTML9681 signing off, and I bear this testimony in the name of thy Son, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ. Amen.